welcome to Mums at the Table. Today we are talking about planning, but coming up in our show today we have got Gia and her kids in the kitchen cooking up a storm.
Oh, yum!
I know, always. And Colette is here to talk about well-being as well, so that is coming up. But as I said, we're talking about planning during this episode. Now, school holidays are coming up. And that's something, you know, you think, some people look forward to it, go, yes, I've got all that time with the kids.
Yep.
Others are like, no, I've got work. What am I going to do with the kids? And then there's the whole fact that kids are home and they want entertainment. Now, when you're a working parent, that can be quite a struggle. As Fiona, our guru, says, the juggle is the struggle. And it's so true. So what do you do to plan for holidays when you've got kids school age?
Well, that's, as you said, it is a struggle. And I'm just watching my eldest son go through that at the moment with his 18-month-old child. He's working, 10, 12 hours a day as a tradie. And, when it comes to school holidays later on in life, he's going to struggle to be able to work and look after the child and do all the things. He's having to put him into daycare at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a single parent, that's the struggle all the time, not just the holidays.
Just not, yeah. So I don't know the answer to that one.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough that I had a job where I could take time off or juggle my workload so that my husband could do some work with the and then I could work and we could have the kids. And
it's good to see there are more employers becoming flexible in that area. So it is becoming more of an option for people. But again, it's still not, it's not sort of, I guess,
how do you get on?
mainstream.
Because I know you've got part-time work.
Yep, so we have made the choice for me not to work, especially in the early days. And yes, we sacrificed a lot of things. We didn't get to do some things that other families do. But that was a choice we made, knowing that I didn't want to put my kids into childcare all the time. That was definitely a choice. Now I'm working part-time, and again, that's a choice because I want to be there for my kids. I'm lucky that I'm in a job that is flexible and I do have family. But another thing I have found is friends. And if your friends got part-time work or they're not working, or you can somehow work together and go, what's your schedule, what's mine? I can do a pick-up here, you can do that. You sort of use your village and try and get around some of those obstacles.
Yes.
Because it can be such a problem, and it is stressful. I don't think there's any solution that will make this easy unless someone's there for hand and foot.
And so are you able to take children to work with you? Or
I have done. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable, but my employer's really understanding about that, so I have taken them when I've had to. And my husband and I also try and really juggle that so that we can be there for the kids. But there's childcare. There's lots of childcare facilities open that you can sort of tap into. But I hear they get booked out pretty quick.
Yes, and you have to be organised.
Yes, you do. And so I guess the key here is planning, being organised, knowing that childcare centres fill up, knowing that holidays are always coming up throughout several times during the year.
So in summary, what are we looking to do? We've got to plan these things.
You've got to look at your facilities around you. So, do you have the childcare options you want around you? What can your partner and you do together to sort of juggle that and make that fit? What family, what friends, get to know a neighbour. That's a great idea. Get to know them over time. If they've got kids, they're around everywhere. Work together. But as you said, this is a planning thing. You can't come up with a solution overnight.
Hey, thanks for joining Colette and I for a chat. Now, this one hits home for a lot of parents who are going through it when your child does not want to talk. It happens.
Yeah, and it's tricky, it's difficult because parents can sometimes see something's going on for their child, but they say to me, my child's not telling me, I don't know how to get my child to talk about it. And so one of the first things we need to recognise is that our children are always communicating. So sometimes it's not verbal, but their body language, the way they're reacting to things tells us that there's pain, something's going on. But then when we want our children to talk with us or communicate with us, just getting them to sit down for a serious chat isn't always the way to go, particularly with tweens and teens.
Okay.
They will often want to talk at, particularly older teens, they open up late at night. Their brains kind of switch on later at night, and 5 to midnight is when their stuff comes out. So I encourage parents...
So be ready for your door to be open 5 to midnight.
5 to midnight, be making the hot chocolate, pretend you're tidying the kitchen. That's often when stuff comes up. Sometimes in the dark, sitting on the edge of their bed.
Okay.
Because they feel like there's not going to be eyeball contact and they're going to feel intimidated.
I love that because I know with boys sometimes they do get intimidated and I love having a chat with my nephews in the car
Absolutely. I was going to say in the car.
or while they're eating.
Yep.
Because they're disrupted. And
They're just shoveling it in.
Yeah.
And that's a good time when they're also busy kicking a ball or jumping on the trampoline. A lot of things come out then.
Right.
But also for some children, even if they won't talk to us, having a grandma or another close trusted family member, the point is they're communicating, and that's important.
I love that. So it's about having that village and
Yes.
creating that village
Yes.
for our kids to be able to, not, if they're not talking to you, they're talking to someone.
Somebody. And something that I loved was in the Mums at the Table magazine, there's an article on journaling.
Okay.
And I love that because I often recommend journaling to parents and children. So journaling gratitude. So what are you grateful for when you're in a pessimistic slump or having a bad time? What can you be grateful for in your life? What worked last time you were in a bad situation?
It's so important because I feel like as kids growing up, when I did grow up, you want an outlet. And if
Yes.
you don't get the right outlet, you can go somewhere else.
Totally. You can use other ways that are destructive.
Yeah.
And so
And so
just
journaling
getting
is
it
important.
out sometimes, not even writing what you're grateful for, just getting it out on paper. I saw one mum have this time where her and her daughter would write to each other in the journal. And that's how they communicated. I'm even prone to say, I'm okay with if sometimes the way you communicate with your teenager is through text. And it's a bit controversial, but if your child is talking to you through text, why would you say stop? Yeah. So any way that you can reach out to your child and they're reaching out to you, that's communication.
Yeah, and keeping those lines of communication open, so important. Thank you so much, Colette, for those awesome tips. At the end of the day, as long as they're communicating, I think that's the take-home message here.
Okay, Rachel. We're in the crux of getting to school holidays.
Yes.
I can see the fear on your face.
No,
or
not
is
at
it
all.
happiness?
No, I actually look forward to the holidays.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
so than I used to. Yeah.
Okay, because they're getting older.
Getting older.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can do
Yeah.
different things with them.
Yep.
So what are you going to do with the kids these school holidays?
It's something you're saying, I used to sort of dread a little. What am I going to do with the kids? But now they're older and I can do a lot more activities. Like we do a lot of board games. We do a lot of stuff at home together. Yes, I go to work and do some part-time stuff, but I'm also able to work at home. So we do that. But I also let them have a lot of free play because we don't have, I guess the ability to go away on holidays every time. So we are at home for a lot of our holidays.
Right. So we're doing lots of arts and craft. And...
Yes. A lot of arts and crafts, so we've got a lot of that sort of stuff, but they make, like my youngest makes her own fun. She's really great at free play. My second one always comes to me with the phrase, I'm bored. And that's just your cue to say, hey, we've got heaps of chores to do. It's an incentive for her to go off.
So you don't let her just go, I'm bored, sit in a corner and
if she
try
wants
and
to sit in the
stimulate
corner,
herself.
she can. But we also look at doing other things. Our local library is not far away. It has a lot of free stuff that you can go in. There's story time there, and I think that's always a great thing for kids. Councils always have lists of things that you can do in your local area.
Go for a hike, go for a bike ride, go swimming.
Just give them a cardboard box. Those are some of the great things.
I remember my kids with cardboard boxes. There'd be boats and there'd be tanks and there'd be, ocean liners and all sorts of things in their boxes.
I had a friend who I don't know if I could do it, let their daughter go through their wardrobe and play dress-ups with their own clothes and stuff.
Yep.
Because that would just, occupy them for hours. So I think it's about sort of thinking outside the box.
Yes.
You can get them a box, but think outside that. There's lots of fun things. Kids love being outside. That's a winner. Beach in winter is also a great one.
Oh, yeah, collecting shells. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Kids could go nuts doing that. Get to know your neighbours. That's what we've done. We've got some neighbours who have kids nearby, and it's a really great opportunity to connect. And it's lovely to see them play, jump the fence.
Do something in the community, go into the food pantries, serve, do some service, that sort of stuff.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So what did you do with your kids throughout primary or high school?
I think high school for me was the hardest time to try and organise the kids because they wanted to sit in front of the screens, they wanted to watch movies all the time, and I just wanted them outside and moving their bodies and doing something. Yeah, burning up energy.
I think that's how I remember my childhood, and I sort of half put those expectations on my kids as well. We were just sent outside. Right, that's the day, come back for your next meal type thing.
Yeah.
Now, look, we've got a book. The Bible Society is giving away a book about Easter. Not only are school holidays coming up, but so is Easter. The contact details and how to get this book is on your screen right now, but it's going to explain Easter. If you're having trouble with that, the Bible Society have provided a book for you. Just write in for your copy.
I'm August and we're making oatmeal muffins.
Yes, we are. We're making oatmeal muffins, and I'm excited because these are amazing because there's no sugar in them, no added sugar in them, and the kids love them. They're full of fibre and full of nutrients, and they're easy to make, and Momo is going to lead it. Are you going to lead it?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to put in here? All the dry ingredients? Can you tell them what you're putting in first?
Oats.
Oats, okay. So we got the oats, oat flour, oat flour, and we have a little bit of baking soda and baking powder, and we've got some cinnamon. And we're going to put all the dry ingredients in one little bowl, and we're going to mix it around.
I'm gonna mix it.
Yeah. Mix until it's all mixed through. Okay, and then we've got the wet ingredients. So we've got mashed banana. Mashed banana, should we put that in there? I put it in? Okay, so you mix that through. And we've got apple, which is just grated apple.
Gooey.
It is a little bit gooey. And we have a little bit of nut milk. So I've used soy milk, I think, for this one.
That one.
And that will help it give it some moisture. So can you mix it through now? And I'm gonna put the vanilla essence in there.
That's getting gooey.
It is getting gooey. Maybe I should help you a little bit, hey? Now, if you like, and this is what's really gonna sweeten it, is I add some sultanas and I add some nuts, some crushed walnuts, as you can see there. Can you put some of that in and we'll mix it through quickly? Because we're gonna put it in the oven. We put the oven onto 175 because you don't want to burn. These burn really easy for some reason. Now, what I've learnt with this is you need just a big spoonful, like a tablespoonful. And this will make about 6, this actual recipe. All right. Now, we're going to put these in the oven and we'll see you in a minute to show you, not in a minute, in 20 minutes, to show you what they look like. So they were cooking for 20 to 25 minutes in the oven. So we got our oatmeal muffins. They're ready to go. Now, just letting you know, when you bring them out of the oven, you just got to let them sit for a little bit. Once time goes by, the oats will absorb all the moisture, so don't be worried. But as soon as they start looking this color, like brownish, then you just take them out of the oven and let them sit for about 10 minutes. Okay, so I'll give you one to try. Here's one for you guys to try. So these are our oatmeal muffins. They are awesome. Look at that beautiful fruit inside. We've got the apples and the banana. Do you want to whisper? Yes, you can. Okay. So I'll put them there. Do you want to try one now, Momo, or do you want to try it after?
Can I try a whole one?
Yes, you can. We'll see you next time. We're going to eat these muffins because they look amazing. Do you want to say bye?
Bye.
See you next time. Say see you next time.
See you next time.
Well, that's it from us today. So we were talking about planning and, speaking of, we've got some holiday ideas for you and your kids. It's in our e-news, so if you would like to subscribe, just write to us. hello@mumsattetable.com. We'll be sending you articles and videos. There's a whole heap of great stuff in there, but we'll see you next time for now.